I need you in my life, okay? I need you in my life. Where the hell is Skywalker Steel?
That shit whack as fuck,
Where is
Jeff.
Sky?
That shit whack. Why you coming in pixelated on my screen, brother Jeff? What's going on with that?
I don't know. Am I pixelated?
Let me hit the refresh button and I'll just come back on my screen and just let me back in. You good.
Do what you got to do. Well,
you good. Hey, everybody that's tuned in to mine, though.
do I have anything wrong according to anyone else or just according to Voch Lombardi?
You good now, brother Jeff. What's good with y'all? Hey, look, this is Scoutkast. That's Jeff Cavanaugh, and I am the Dior Sauvage of Cowboy YouTubers. Voch Lombardi, what's good with you? We back with another Tuesday Scoutkast. What's good, brother Jeff?
I forgot what my sound effects do, Voch, but I'm pretty sure one of them plays a song that says Cavanaugh over and over again. I just don't remember which one. Hold on. You tell me if you can hear it because I don't wear headphones. Tell me if this is a song.
Hey, man. I mean, that says it, but is that copyright free, man? What is that?
Yeah, it's good. Trust me, it's good. It's fine.
Is that copyright free?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it comes from buddies of mine. They created that. They have a beat maker, so whatever they do, they dodge it. They make it right.
Oh, that's some high level shit then, Cavanaugh.
Oh, yeah, we got people. We can get intros made. Yeah, I got people.
Oh, man, if it was a little more gangster and had Voch Lombardi in it, that'll be something I'd be interested in if you just tap your friends on the shoulder.
Well, the guys who make it, one of them is an old white rapper, used to be a rapper, and the other one owns a production label and studio that does a lot of hip hop. So we can make things work, Voch. We can do this. Okay. Hello, everyone on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. I need the followers on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, I need you to find me on Facebook, Jeff Cavanaugh. And I need to make sure you're following that because that's the one that needs the numbers, okay? I love you everywhere. I need the Twitch subs. I need the YouTube. I need all of you in my life. But Facebook, I have a certain goal in mind, and I'm trying to hit it. And also, make sure that you are following Voch Lombardi on the YouTube as he is on the quest for 100,000 subscribers while I am on the quest for like 23,000. Voch is on a mission.
We are both on a mission, brother Jeff. It is called freedom and financial security, sir. And if we both reach our respective goals, this thing can be something special. If anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be one of us, brother Jeff. It's gonna be one of us or like 3 other people, but we'll talk about that later. Last week I quarterbacked Scoutkast. I would love for Jeff to quarterback it this week because I ain't got nothing to say but like 3 things or whatever. Since you called me, since you tapped me on my shoulder, you know what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it. I don't have a plan either. But that's the thing about the way that I do radio and the way that we will do Scoutkast is I love not having a plan.
Yeah.
Or having somebody else have the plan. For instance, I haven't done a single video since the Cowboys Patriots game.
Right.
Just because burnout, whatever you want to call it, right? I'm like, God, there's a lot of shit going on. I'm just gonna chill out for a while. Mm-hmm. But if I did, the thing that jumped out to me about the Cowboys Patriots game, what I want from you, Voch, is when I'm done, you have all this time to think. When I'm done, I want what you learned out of that Patriot game, or what like what jumped at you and made you think like this is something new. Or like this is something that's going to be awesome that I wasn't sure about before because my favorite thing in the game was 2 players.
Randy Gregory ready to get paid right now.
Okay, so
go ahead.
And that's one of them, right? Is because the 2 things that jumped out to me is things that happened back to back that I thought was like, oh shit, that was his. What's up? It's my time. And for Randy, it was. Oh, my God, they threw a touchdown to Jacoby Myers. Oh, no, they didn't. And why not? Because Randy got held. Because Randy beat somebody. And on the very next play, Randy got the strip sack. So it was like back to back. It was like you don't get a touchdown and we get the ball. Randy Gregory's here. What's up now? Then, same thing. CeeDee Lamb. PI takes them all the way to the 1-yard line. Very next play. Fade to CeeDee Lamb. Hello, CeeDee Lamb has arrived. So to me, that was like the coolest moment of the game because the 2 dudes that are like breaking out, or maybe for some people already have broken out, like they made their statements, penalty because of me, turnover because of me, penalty because of me, touchdown because of me. And that was my moments of, that was what kicked ass about that game. So give me your number one.
CeeDee Lamb and Randy Gregory first and foremost, brother Jeff, because we could do 30 minutes on these people just alone. Who you want to talk about first, Jeff? Offense or defense? I got you, sir. I got you.
Go Randy. Go my guy.
This is what is so interesting about Randy Gregory, and I like to think of myself as a frontline soldier in Cowboy fandom or whatever. I'm not too much of an analyst to not consider myself a real fan, so I try to equip other Cowboy fans with information. The one thing I don't want us to do is, they love these guys now, but when Randy start making money, they're going to start talking shit about him, right? Just because you don't see sacks in the box score don't mean Randy not getting busy. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, Randy got 2 sacks here, but that means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Randy got like 8 pressures, and Mac Jones was nervous the entire game. Look, Game Pass ain't easy to access or free no more, but I encourage you, if y'all get a chance to rewatch the game, go on YouTube or something. Every time Randy got close, it was a dump off to the running back, right? And if you look deep and just take a look at what was going on in the backfield, there was a deeper play that could have happened. There was a bigger pass that could have been got. But Randy Gregory was such a terrorist, and shouts out to Mac Jones for a rookie. He felt it. He would feel it and just dump it out to the running back. Bolden got so many catches because Randy was terrifying. Also, what I like about Randy Gregory is he's getting better as the season goes on. Like, once upon a time, like in the first couple, there was a game, then there was COVID, and these games, Randy was comfortable just running around people. And don't get me wrong, he's run around people guy. Nebraska Randy, long, kind of slim, bendy, twitchy dude. Randy's learning how to use power and bullying people now. I dropped the film session on it early. If y'all want to see that, Voch Lombardi on YouTube, go check it out. He's bullying people now. And what I like about it, if you go to Randy's interview, and I'm going to talk about CD's interview too when you're ready to talk about that.
He said he's bullying people too much, Voch.
Yes, he's leaning into it. He's getting confidence. And I watch all the interviews, Jeff. He's even alluding to, man, I'm kicking their ass, but I need to be better with my hands, though. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about it, Randy, 28? But he only
he's 28 or 20. Yeah, going to be 29.
But he only played 18 games. You know what I'm saying? So Randy's still 25 in football years, bro. So in my mind, you got to pay that dude because he's not even who he's going to be right now. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, and so the thing with paying Randy is if Steven, if you're watching and listening, which I know you do, Steven's a big time Scoutcast guy.
Of course.
The sooner the better, dude. Because if you let it get, I guess you do have the franchise tag, but if you let this whole season play out, there is a chance that Randy, right now, he's got 4 sacks through 6 games.
Sure.
So even on his current pace, it's 11. Mm-hmm. But if you let that dude put on tape in his first real full-time season with a real off-season, if you let him put on tape 12 or 13 sacks, he becomes a, 7 or 8 $20 million edge guys.
Sure.
Maybe at age 28, without a huge track record, he doesn't become a $20 million man.
Sure.
But he's going to come a $16 to $18 million man on the market at least. So they might already miss the boat on trying to get the discount.
Sure.
So just pay market value. Because here's the other thing about Randy. Because Randy's my guy. I have a shirt that just says Randy freaking Gregory because I'm team mental health. My guy doesn't even sound like the same person from 3 years ago, right?
He's an adult.
So he is so freaking dialed in and therapied up and got his fucking shit worked out that I'm with it, that it's man, I can't believe that Randy was robbed of being able to play in the league for the last 5 years or whatever because of failing weed tests. But also I love what he has done in that time because he is a better, healthier person than he ever would have been, I think. So it sucks that his paychecks got stolen for not being able to pass weed tests. But I love where he is. Yeah. In my brain, you have zero off-field concern with Randy Gregory. He's going to be a locker room leader. He's one of the most mature people in the world. He's a freaking genius. Sure. He works, and now he's super good, and he'll never be suspended. That dude is getting paid.
No weed police is a huge part in all this, man. And, it's just so interesting, man. Just the more you watch this, and people call me a homer for saying it, but fuck it. If Homer gets you this, I'm going to be a homer all next year. We believe in mid-season form. You know what I mean? Mid-season form is a real thing. That's what we say over on my chat box or whatever, Jeff. And, if you got linebackers that you feel competent about, and you got the defensive player of the year playing cornerback #1, you got some competent safeties, you really a good pass rusher away from being sick. From being a sick little defense. You know what I mean? Like, I've always said, we ain't got to be the 01 Ravens, just be the 2010 Saints. I think we can be better than the damn 2010 Saints, because if you look at Randy Gregory, he's a legit dude, in my opinion. I know you want to be on this full-time Micah Parsons pass rush kick, and I just wrote it down just to give us another 10-minute topic or whatever. I know you want this full-time Parsons pass rush kick, but this is the way I look at it, though, Brother Jeff. I don't think Parsons ain't got to get sacks like Randy. Parsons can't get sacks like my man's in Tampa Bay, the middle linebacker, the little bitty dude.
Devin White.
LSU, Devin White. He can just blitz the inside, right? So you can have Randy and D-Law from the outsides. You can blitz Micah in A-gap, B-gap. If you want to switch it up and get cute, put Osad in. They've been putting Randy in B-gap. You'll put whoever at B-gap. Chauncey come over here. Like, you got options, man. Basham ain't really been terrible for you. You know what I mean? You can run those guys out in ways, but you can do that because Randy's getting busy on his own. Go ahead, Jeff.
This is my long-term plan with Randy Gregory. My long-term plan is, like, right this second, I'll let you have him be whatever you want him to be. Yeah. Like, Tank Lawrence gets back, and you're like, well, I've got 2 edges, so, like, maybe he can help me more doing this, whatever. My long-term plan is I'm going to go to Dan Quinn, and I'm going to say, Dan, if Randy plays edge only, how many snaps is he going to play a game? And let's say there's 60 snaps in a game.
Sure.
If it's, like, 35.
Sure.
Like, he'll play 35 of them. At linebacker, he could play all 60.
Micah.
I would say, okay, what's the number at edge where instead of coming back to the sideline on his off plays, he backs up and plays linebacker? Mm. We're going to play every snap.
Sure.
But I want to know the highest number you're okay with putting him rushing the quarterback. Linebacker is his other job. His real job is rushing the pass. I think the last 2 weeks, it was still what he's best at. Like, we're starting to see. At camp, Randy made some plays in coverage. Or not Randy, I'm sorry, Micah. Have I been saying Randy a lot?
You've been saying Randy, but we got you. We love you, Jeff. This is
Micah.
YouTube. Micah, go ahead.
So, Micah in camp, even early in camp, was like, holy shit, he covered a guy. Hadn't seen that at Penn State. Holy shit, he lined up and rushed past. Hadn't seen that at Penn State. But the coverage part of it has not stayed what we thought initially. It was like, holy shit. Like, we have now reached a point where it's like, why did the running back kind of beat you on this route? The answer is because this is still new to Micah Parsons.
Sure.
He's still not a coverage linebacker.
Sure.
So when in doubt, I want that dude rushing the passer every time you have an inkling it's going to be a pass play. If you want him to be a roamer when they might be running the ball and just get sideline to sideline and blow shit up, that's great. But if you think it's going to be a pass play, I want that dude going forward. Jabril Cox can cover the running back. Jabril Cox can come cover the running back. Keanu Neal can cover the running back. Micah Parsons is hunting quarterbacks.
So this is my question as we divert to Micah for 2 seconds before we get to CD. So what do you value right now? Because, of course, Micah helps you right now in the Super Bowl window, but Micah has the potential to be one of them dudes, right? And the only way he turns into one of them dudes is like reps and being thrown in the fire. We got to hate Micah Parsons for a couple games in order for him to turn into the linebacker that he really is. The same thing with Diggs, really. You know what I mean? Reps are the thing. So what do you value right now with Micah Parsons, Jeff?
I would say, here's my this is my official stance, and I don't think it'll ever change. Mm-hmm. If Micah Parsons can be Von Miller, I don't want him to be Fred Warner.
But he can be both, though, Jeff. That's what I'm saying. We don't have an idea of what this player can be. He don't exist. We got the first one, fresh out the pack. You know what I'm saying? We don't know.
Yeah,
he can be both.
I guess that's the easiest way for me to say which part of it I value the most. If he can be Von Miller, every snap that he's being Bobby Wagner, I think is being wasted. Because what Von Miller does, what TJ Watt does, is more valuable than whoever your favorite off-ball linebacker is that's kicking ass. they're impacting the game more because they are jacking up quarterbacks. I want Micah going forward.
If you want to do that in Micah in coverage versus Micah pass rushing, I agree. But I do think on these early downs, like these run downs or whatever, Micah should just probably be linebacker and just run and hit people because he's 4'3", 40 dude that just runs and hit people. You know what I'm saying? Poe Man's Closet dropped 5 in my super chat. He says, can we please throw Mike McCarthy off a bridge? We could talk about Mike McCarthy for like 8 minutes. I wrote that down. I agree with you, Brother Jeff. We'll touch on that later. I know you got supers over there. I've been seeing them in the feed.
Y'all leave Mike McCarthy alone.
Jeff, we're going to talk about it later, man. Talk about your money, man. And I got one more from Dalton Miller. Hey, Dalton Miller, what the fuck is up, man? He dropped a dime in the super chat. He says, just tell Jeff he sucks, Jeff Dalton. So you suck. Maybe buy a drink with Tenor. Who is Tenor?
I don't know. Maybe he's saying the $10 he gave you.
With the Tenor. Oh, shit, my bad. My slang was, all right, with the 10, buy a drink with the 10. Appreciate you, Dalton. Wakanda forever. You know what I'm saying? Give you a little hug right there. Appreciate you, sir.
I guess I shouldn't have talked shit about Dalton on Twitter to Dalton and Sky. Maybe he would have hooked me up. Mike Fisher is my dope dealer. Hit me with a two-piece. He said, hashtag ask for help, which Dak has on his wristband because he's a mental health hero. What up? Jay Moon, can we stop talking about Tyler and replace Connor Williams? We're trying to replace offensive linemen left and right. Connor needs to stop holding. But, yeah, both of them got some issues. But Bionis is getting better, and Connor's better than people give him credit for. So Mike Fisher is my dope dealer.
Y'all made me sick.
Give this money to KZ so he can take an Uber next time. Okay, we got drunk driving jokes. I see what's happening. Joe DeMaio, sacks matter more when you don't have guys taking the ball away at the second level. If you have people taking the ball away, then pressure works more. Ask Anthony Brown. He had a pick 6 on a Randy Gregory pressure. So that's that. Oh, Michael Keith Garrett, shout out for 25 in the super. Jerry pays early for running backs and broke linebackers. We pay early for the Gregory. Positive move. Yeah, you can ask some questions, man, about the way they spend and the why and the how and the who and the where. But we did sit down with Steven before this season started when we were at camp. And I asked him about Randy Gregory, and he made it sound like, look, we expect him to be really good, and we look forward to paying him. Yeah. So, like, he's set the expectation that Randy Gregory will get this money. They're not going to just let him get away. Scoutcast from Human Being, updated record predictions for end of the season. It's either going to be 12-5 or 13-4. I'll go 13-4 and homer it up because I could go either way. 13-4. Voch?
I mean, we going undefeated till somebody beat us. So that's what.
Voch.
So that's what, 16-1.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I see what you're doing. Brother, okay, that's smart. Now I'm the hater. I say 13-4. Now I'm the hater. I got it.
Brother Jeff, Cedarian Lamb had the most amazing quote to me. It meant so much to me. I wanted to cry for him. In the post game after the Patriots or whatnot, CD was talking to the reporter people, some of your colleagues there, and he was just talking about how much he loved Dak. He told Dak he loved him 3, 4, 5 times, and what that meant to me was, and after that he followed up with last year wasn't like this. What that meant to me, Brother Jeff, is he's seeing what Jalen Reagor could be going through, you know what I'm saying? Or he's seeing what these other little scrubby cats could be going through. Or like Jerry Jeudy, he's hurt right now, but he was getting passes from Drew Lock and shit, you know what I mean? What I like about CD, dog, is CD understood, like, bro, this shit could go real bad for me, right? But I got a gang of running mates at the wide receiver position. I got a fantastic offensive line, regardless of what Cowboy fans say about my left guard and center. I got Zeke at running back. Foe is at quarterback. Hold on, wait.
44 falls.
Foe is at quarterback, and I got Kellen Moore as my OC. And if you think about CeeDee Lamb and a young dude coming off a game like this and coming down with all that emotion, that's something that you got to realize and think about, bro. You was one decision. So much happens on draft day, bro. Like, he could have been a Panther or something. He could have been anybody. He could have been a Jaguar. You know what I mean? He's one draft decision away from being miserable. But I love the fact that CeeDee Lamb is embracing this sophomore year of his. Jeff, did you have something on that quote, Jeff? Just a thought on that quote?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. I think one is you see that your situation is really, really good. And two, I also think it's kind of the transition where this has become more and more where it's one of those things that you can't really quantify. You just watch the interactions between the players and you observe what is happening. And this is Dak Prescott's team.
Yes.
And the vibes, 5-1 is obviously part of it, but it's not, hey, good job, that. Like it's full on man hugs after like this. That locker room, and I'm gonna give credit to. I guess there's a lot of different people you give it to, but I think it's one. This is Dak's team. Two, I think Dan Quinn has half of your locker room vibing, and three, I think Micah Parsons is contagious.
Sure.
I think even as a rookie, when you get that dude who shows up, who's super duper good, but also hates like not working, like it all fits.
Do you want to talk about his post game shit too? Like Micah was pissed off after this W because he didn't play good enough. Like, did you want to expound on that too, brother Jeff?
Well, I do. I don't think he played great in that game, but it's just like that's part of the reason why I like him rushing the passer. Yeah. Because it's easier. Well, first of all, it's an easier job. It is a little bit of a simplified job. Like what I'm asking you to do is whoop that dude's ass and go get the quarterback.
Yeah.
Whereas at linebacker, I'm asking you to call this defense, diagnose what's happening in front of you, fill a run support gap, and then if it turns out it's play action, bust your ass back to your responsibility, have a feel for the routes behind you. And so when he's asked to do that more and more in a game where the ball is getting out quickly against an accurate quarterback, like Mac Jones is not good, but he can make life hard on a middle linebacker.
Sure.
He's just not going to make life hard on a safety or a corner because he's not going to go down the field. So, yeah, and I think players who own their shit, good. That's good.
Sure.
Like, it's not like he did anything wrong in that game. He just didn't put a stamp on that game. And I think that in itself bothers Micah Parsons. And I love that. If he doesn't feel like he fucked your game up in some way, he thinks he had a bad game. And I love that.
Fair enough. Rewinding back to CeeDee Lamb, I kind of want to get more into the football side of it. I thought it was interesting. I saw some Cowboy fans hating on Amari Cooper a little bit because he hadn't done as much, but I just think that's what our offense is. We just kind of feed it to, the best spots or whatever. And if I'm playing quarterback, if Jeff playing quarterback, and if J.C. Jackson is on Coop, which Coop did well over there too, but like if the Jalen Mills kid is following CD probably going to get some carries too. I mean, he going to get some catches and carries. He gonna get some more targets if damn J.C. Jackson is on him. I was watching a little bit of the film, and they put some more attention on Dalton Schultz. I thought that was interesting. So if y'all want to put more attention on Dalton Schultz, that's just giving you more consistency, more of an idea of what this offense is, bro. Like if you want to take away Schultz, then Blake Jarwin gets a touchdown, dog. If you want to take away the run game and put your best corner on Coop, fine. We're gonna let CD go for 130 and 2 touchdowns, something like that. Like we just gonna boogie like that, and then eventually figure the run game out, bro. Cedric Wilson got busy. Like I love this offense and what it's doing, man. And the Chiefs just ain't looking great over there.
Perfect.
You know what I'm saying? They want to compare us to all these other peoples or whatnot. I kind of like our coaches and what we doing, man.
Yeah, I do too. And the thing is, like, you couldn't have convinced me that Dalton Schultz was going to get double teams.
Sure.
You couldn't have told me that, but that is a product of like Dak threw a pick because they were double teaming Dalton Schultz because he missed his throw to Cedric Wilson. He needed to be further upfield.
Sure.
Even Bill Belichick, the really, really smart guy, like he looked at it and said, look, I know that you don't see Dalton Schultz as a guy who's like dominant or physically great or whatever, but when the numbers tell me that's his guy on third down, I'm double teaming Dalton Schultz. Mm-hmm. And when you do, it's CD time.
Sure.
And that's the only thing I wonder about this offense is, are we going to get to a point where we won't have games where CD has 3 or 4 or 5 targets? Will he become a must-have double-digit target guy if they're not really cheating to him? And I don't know, because part of me is like, what are you talking about? They're 5-1. They're throwing to whoever is open, whoever has the matchup. But I think CD is kind of going into that stratosphere where it's like, man, I feel like you're robbing your offense if he doesn't have 8 or 10 targets. If he's got a day with 3 or 4 targets, I'm like, you better tell me he was doubled.
I mean, as long as it works, it works. But let me ask you this, though, and I don't want to talk offseason right now because we beating the shit out of everybody in this regular season. We boogieing. But how do you prioritize people on your roster and how much money that they make? Example, I've always said that you don't pay people to be great on your team. You pay to play. You pay the player to not play without him. You see what I'm saying? So Cooper makes $20 million, but Cooper is amazing. But Cooper may not get that production in his offense. But Cooper may have his day where he needs to be great in his offense. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people could be like, well, I'm not gonna pay Amari Cooper if he's only getting 5 catches for 55 yards. But Coop's 200-yard games may be week 12 and 11. You know what I'm saying? The overall scheme of this offense, there's somebody great everywhere. And if Cooper wasn't there, then the rest of the offense looks different somewhere. How do you prioritize that? Good question, Voch. Great question, Voch. Go ahead.
Great question, Voch. It's a wonderful question,
Please,
Voch.
please.
So I think that Amari Cooper versus CeeDee Lamb, like if you were like, hey, who's the better wide receiver? I think it's a great question and a great debate. But like Hard Knocks showed us that Amari Cooper can help CeeDee Lamb be better than he already is.
Sure.
And Amari Cooper, and maybe this will change somewhere right around now, but up until this point, Amari Cooper has been the real life number one wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb's never lived that life.
Sure.
So anytime that you have a dude that puts everyone else into their role and gives them their matchup, he's worth every penny. Amari Cooper is the reason Michael Gallup was a 1,000-yard receiver.
Sure.
Amari Cooper is the reason that CeeDee Lamb had the rookie year that he had. Now, you can have guys get better and better and better and convince yourself, hey, I could spend that money better somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Other thing I think about Amari Cooper right now is Amari Cooper's banged up.
Sure.
He's making the plays. We get to interview him every week on the radio, 105 Through the Fan, which is great. And I think he kind of will say it, but not really say it. Like, he'll talk about stuff that hurts, and then he was like, and you know, like if things hurt and I can't run, like I'd like to run. And he took a shot at Jordy Nelson. He was like, I was in Oakland, and, you know, Jordy was old, but he was still getting open. So I'm like, okay, today I got to get my Jordy on. I got to, you know, figure it out and fight through it. So I think it's two different things. One, healthy, full go Amari Cooper puts people where they're supposed to be.
Sure. Two,
CeeDee can change that order. And I think CeeDee is so good that I've heard people talk that way about Michael Gallup, where it's like he's a 1,000-yard receiver. He can be the number one. Get rid of Amari Cooper. And I'm like, you don't want to see what happens if Michael Gallup's the number one. And I love Michael Gallup. I do think CeeDee can be a number one. But be thankful for what you have. 100%. And when you get Amari feeling good, if you get him feeling good in this season, that's the reason this all works, is because you have a plethora of badasses and a smart quarterback and a good coordinator. So don't try to tinker with that shit.
Please. So, Jeff, this is what we're going to do. Voch says this. I'm going to read some supers, then I'm going to let you read some supers, but then I'm going to ask you a question about your wide receivers. I had a thought a couple days ago, and I like when you just have an opinion on my thoughts, all right? Real quick, though, I think this is the most cartel name I've ever seen in my damn super chats, Isaiah Menchaca. Anybody's name, Menchaca. He cut pinky fingers off, Jeff. Shouts out to you, Isaiah. He dropped a deuce and says he asked about a 2020 player. Too soon, we winning. But DeMarvion Overshown, inside linebacker.
Oh, Texas. UT, hook him. I know who he plays for.
I guess, motherfucker. He say is a Leighton Vander Esch replacement. I don't know, but I'll let you know in like April or something. Appreciate you. I
saw him play, and 2 weeks ago or something, when I saw him play, he hit somebody. It looked like he hit him real hard.
And you like players that, if they do nothing right, if when they hit people and it look like they hurt, you like them.
He ran around good, and he hit a guy hard.
Feel you. Mike Fisher is my dope dealer. Salute to you, guy holding down both houses. Appreciate you. Dropped a deuce in the super chat, says, listening to Acho makes me lose brain cells. Let me tell you something, man. We got on this show with no plan, and we're 30 minutes in, and we killing this shit. Come on, man. Shouts out to Brother Jeff. Dropped a 50 in my daggum super chat. Grave Digger, 1282, drop 50. He says, you guys are awesome. Perfect match for my Cowboys content. Keep it rolling. Dallas Cowboys for life. Salute to you, sir. And DJ's World drop 50 and says, I know it's a down the road question, but how long is the dominant offense team era sustainable? Until contracts are up, as long as we have 4, as long as we have Kellen. Well, DJ's World, and great, appreciate your super chat, sir. But Coop and Lamb here for like 4 years. I think your line is here for like 3, and Zeke can go, but you can find running back. So this shit ain't really slowing down no time soon. Your defense pretty sold up too, unless you want to just kick guys off the bridge to save money. So I think we straight. Rashawn Owens dropped 5 and says, I love that there's no diva wide receiver or running back on our team. Proves that we can be great with no drama, indubitably. And Jack Johnson dropped 5 and says they scheming for Coop, not CD. 100%. Appreciate y'all. Wakanda forever. Jeff, get your money, sir.
Samuel Lopez said, hey, guys, what do you think of Prescott coming back week 8? Gallup's been out for a while on the same injury. I'm worried of lingering pain and affecting his game if he rushes back. Here's my thing with injuries. we're all guessing, right?
Sure.
Jerry said he wasn't worried. Dak said he wasn't worried. So, like, I don't know the purpose of speculating, like, oh, he should sit down a week because you're in a good place, or oh, he should. What? Like, we don't know what he should or shouldn't do because we don't know what's going on. I'm not a doctor, and I didn't see the MRI. If Jerry says he's good and Dak says he's good, go out there and whip everybody's ass.
Sure.
Nathan in the super chat, appreciate you. When D-Law comes back, does Micah go linebacker full time, even if it isn't where he's most valuable? No. What Micah does is he plays more linebacker.
Yep.
And when it is third down, my God, the party we're going to have, because you're going to have Osa at the 1 technique, Tank at the 3, and you're going to be rushing Parsons and Gregory off the edge. That's what you're going to do on 3rd and 8. You don't have to send 5. You drop 7, you send 4. Michael in the super chat is asking about the radio job. Is Gavin a Dak hater? Sure as hell sounds like. Yeah, I don't call people haters. But I do believe that I think Dak is I think he's better than some people do. Yes, I believe that.
This is what I say about radio people, podcast people. When in doubt, just assume that they're trying to make content for their long ass show. They're probably just creating discussion. They probably don't hate nobody, bro. That's just my mind. That's just my mind.
It is a long ass show.
It's just in my mind, bro. In my mind. That's all your monies, brother Jeff?
That's all my monies, but also thank you to those who don't super chat, because damn it, everybody here is appreciated, whether you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Love every single one of you. Hope you're following on all the different things. That'd be great. And I hope you're following Voch. If you're watching on my channel, follow Voch Lombardi on YouTube. We're trying to get to 100,000.
Man, appreciate you, man. Jeff, so we see a lot in
hold on, baby Yoda fell.
Go ahead, man.
Baby Yoda fell. Hold on.
Hey man, this place be doing it. There's a reason why my wall kind of naked. You know what I'm saying? I'm not I'm not advocating display, dog. A lot of my shit been falling off the wall, bro. I can't advocate for them. Can't advocate. Can't do it. Can't do it, brother Jeff.
Baby Yoda's back.
There you go. So in Cowboy fandom, shouts out to Jack Jackson. Drop 5 says Trevon Diggs' son has inspired Dak and Trevon this year. Ain't that cute? Appreciate you, Jack. So in the Cowboy fandom, a lot of people want to take the player that's been playing good for a couple games over the player that's been playing good for a couple years. It just kind of happens. So the whole Cedric Wilson and Michael Gallup thing, brother Jeff. Let me ask you a question, sir. When Cedric Wilson is playing, he's predominantly like slot guy or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? He does some cool little work as slot guy. But when Gallup comes back, we're going to see a lot more of CD at slot guy. You know what I'm saying? I think we're the more powerful team when CD is slot guy. So I just kind of want to ask you a question. You know what I'm saying? Are we more powerful with CD as slot and Michael Gallup outside, or CD as outside and Cedric on the inside? I think a lot of Dak's easy routes, a lot of Dak's comfort routes, I call them comfort routes, they come from tight end and slot dude. And I think CD's probably going to be more dangerous when he's lined up closer to Dak. So we probably need Gallup back sooner than later, even though Cedric Wilson is playing very respectable for what we expect of him. Go ahead, brother Jeff.
All right, I'm a stat you right in the face.
Please.
I saw a stat today.
Please.
I believe that Anthony, you're a very observant man commenting on YouTube.
Sounds like they are. Sounds like
that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
So anyway,
smart guy. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say, the stat I saw is that CeeDee Lamb, when he's lined up outside, is in the top 2 in the NFL at yards per route run. Sure. So he's killing the game outside, which to me is the big kind of proving ground, because more people can win from the slot than from outside.
Sure.
Outside's a different ball game. Sure. The fact that he's showing he can win everywhere, this team will be even better when Gallup gets back, because you have the option to play Cedric Wilson, and that's great. But what a lot of people don't realize is Michael Gallup plays a lot of X.
Yeah.
The X is the dude who goes opposite the tight end. He lines up on the line of scrimmage, and the corner can line up in your face, and we can fist fight.
Yep.
Amari Cooper has to play X when Michael Gallup is out. CD will do some of it.
Sure.
But when you've got a hellified route runner, like Amari can do that from X, but it's even better from Z, where you get a free yard to jack up a dude on your release. So I think Michael Gallup actually can help everybody get back into a role where your offense is unstoppable. Like it's not already. You're getting 34 a game. But yeah, I think Gallup coming back and Gallup outside at X, letting Coop and CD play Z and whatever you call the slot in your lettering system. That is your best offense.
Gallup is the better flanker because he's really one big muscle. You know what I'm saying? And he just gotta muscle guys around. So 100%. But what made me say that though, I remember watching CD and Dak last year, and it seems like they had a good relationship for that seam. You know what I'm saying? They just had a good relationship for it. I know when I'm clearing the linebackers and safeties, and I just got that angle. You know what I'm saying? That perfect little angle, and then Dak can kind of just hit them. Another storyline we've been talking about on my channel, Jeff. Everybody should come check us out, Voch Lombardi. On my channel, Jeff, is CD has been incredible, only just being a wide receiver guy. CD hadn't gotten into his yak bag last year. But CD took the peanut butter, he got bigger, stronger, the game slowed down for him. CD's getting into that yak thing now, you know what I'm saying? So in my mind, just, being predictive Cowboy coach dude or whatever, I get CD the ball on some quick stuff from the slot and let him be yak guy. You know what I'm saying? In my mind.
And I think to your point, one of the underrated plays of the Patriot game, they ran the jet sweep. Now I don't remember the exact order of like when they got stopped 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 trying to run up the gut, and they turned the ball over, and then the goal line they got stopped on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th from the 1. Although they didn't get stopped on 3rd, that was bullshit. My quarterback scored. But the CD play on 3rd and 1 where they jet sweeped him, and he had to kind of navigate the slot block, which I think was Cedric Wilson, and then he had to go. So he faked it in, he bounced it out, and then he dropped his head and kind of ran through 2 dudes. He's finding his NFL grown-up strength. He's finding his NFL breaking tackles strength. And so, yeah, I think the yak is on the way for CD, or it's here, and it's going to get better and better. That was one of the things that as a rookie, some people would ask me, they're like, man, you told me that this dude is like hellified after the catch.
He's a rookie.
And I'm like, well, he was, and I think he will be, but he does kind of look NFL light. And now that he's got his, what is it? What'd you call his off-season peanut butter?
Off-season peanut butter. That's what's so great about CD though, Jeff. Like, we liked him because he was make a big play guy, but he got to the league and he was just whooping ass as a receiver, just as a route runner, catch guy, high point ball guy. Then now he's transitioning into wherever I caught the ball and wherever you touch me, I'm getting 5 to 8 more yards. I just think that's special. Fresh Prince 512 dropped a dime in my super chat. It says, would you guys send a pick to Atlanta for Grady Jarrett? Something about his money. Also, how about trading for a proper blocking tight end? That's hilarious. Jarwin,
I hate blocking. Blocking is for offensive linemen. Get the tight ends out of my way.
Jarwin missed a block on 3rd down goal line sneak. Jarwin is your least impressive blocker. Schultz is a great blocker. Sean McKeon is your other good blocker. He just kind of ain't here yet. And if you want to put Ralston at tight end and let him block, he's good. Then you got Connor McGovern. He's probably like your best blocking tight end right now. So you good as far as blocking tight ends. As far as sending a pick to Atlanta for Grady Jarrett, I've never been send pick for a player guy, but Cowboy fans, if anybody, should have learned a lesson about sending picks for people. You know what I'm saying? When the best players on your team right now come from picks.
Counterpoint. Robert Quinn helped you. You got him for a 5th or a 6th.
This man said for Grady Jarrett. You ain't sending no 5th for Grady Jarrett?
No, I think what is the deal in Atlanta? Is he just wants a ton and they hadn't given it to him yet?
Atlanta they probably just trash and Dan Quinn's here, so Fresh Prince is probably just making a correlation.
I didn't see his contract status because usually what you're talking about there is trading a 1 and then giving him an ass ton of money because Grady Jarrett's a baller unless something's drastically changed since the last time that I watched him. Also, I want to shout out to a super chat, Clear Vision. Shout out, do you think Micah Parsons will struggle significantly against Sean McVay's offense? Their misdirection is crazy. Maybe. I mean, a lot of people do. When he wouldn't struggle, though? If I told him to line his ass up at the edge and go kick Matt Stafford's ass, he wouldn't. Voch is the problem here. Voch is the one who's trying to have him play middle linebacker and diagnose 3 different misdirections. I'm trying to get the quarterback.
I want the one to play everywhere. Also, too, on that last point, we don't need Grady Jarrett because we have Oso Digazua. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Plus, he's cheap. Easy for Prez. Drop 5 in the super chat. Says, hey, Voch, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Can we get a war call? The bag of almond for the bag of almond M&Ms and the wild Parsons. Sure, I'll give you another one, sir, since you asked for it. Please. There you go.
Almond M&Ms, they're terrible.
Jeff, I will hang this shit up and never do another episode of Scoutkast, dog.
They're terrible.
I will hang this shit up and never do another episode of Scoutkast.
Nuts are bad. Almonds, peanuts, acorns.
You know what though, Jeff? You don't even like barbecue sauce, fam. You don't like condiments. You don't like.
I can do a little bit of sauce.
You eat chicken strips, dog. Like you eat nothing but burgers and fries.
Hellified chicken wings. I'm just a dry rub guy. I believe in the dry rub, not the wet. I don't need it. I don't even want my ribs wet.
We're gonna fight,
dry
dog.
rub my ribs.
I'm gonna kick you right in the knee and go to jail for beating you up for assault. What was I about to say? Okay, Jeff, and Jeff, it is so crazy that Scoutkast here. We walked into this thing with no plan at all. We're 40 minutes in and we are killing it. Perfect. I don't understand.
I've tried to tell people.
I don't understand.
It's not hard. You put two people together.
I don't understand, bro.
Who know shit, and you put a topic that they're into.
I don't
that you can go however long you want.
I don't understand, bro. It's just crazy. I don't know, man. Look, everybody on my side that haven't subbed to Jeff yet, please, man. Don't just catch the video on the recommended section. Go sub to him, man. Subs mean something to us, man. I'm trying to go places, man. Sub, hit the sub button for me. Hit it for Jeff, man. Come on, man.
Well, I got a top secret thing going on my YouTube page as well, where if you want to join as a member,
join
you get access to the secret Discord server where we kick it and we talk about things.
Join that motherfucker too, man.
Just do what you got to do.
Join my Patreon and shit. Just
join
support,
Voch's Patreon.
Support,
follow me on Facebook.
Support.
Here's Saul. Saul with the ultimate question: was a 75-yarder on Diggs? I think it was KZ. Love Scoutcast. Shout Voch.
You know what happened, brother Jeff?
You want to go? You want me to go? You want Dan Quinn to go? I can tell you what Dan Quinn said.
I know what Dan Quinn said, and I don't think Dan Quinn gave us the answer they was supposed to be giving us. But go ahead though, Jeff. Go ahead, please. Tell us what Dan Quinn said.
I mostly agree with Dan Quinn, except I don't cut the break that Dan Quinn seemed to be cutting, because Dan Quinn said, well, Diggs, I think, didn't want to mess up KZ getting a pick, and KZ didn't want to mess up Diggs getting a pick, and the ball was just in the perfectly wrong spot for them both to do that, and it'll never happen again. And I agree the same thing, except that seems to absolve of blame. It's both their faults. Trayvon Diggs is in position. Why in the world does a dude with 7 interceptions not going to get an 8th interception? Go get the damn football. And KZ, it was a 6th grade baseball game. Somebody needed to say, I got it.
That's what it is, Jeff. That's my idea.
That's how bad of a play. And maybe Diggs is right then. Maybe he's deferring to the center fielder who's coming forward with the better angle. But Diggs, here's my new rule for you. You defer to no one, because other people might drop it. You will not. If you have a chance, you go get that damn thing.
First and foremost, I just want to equip Cowboys fans with knowledge. First of all, stay focused. Enjoy your win. Enjoy what's happening, because Cowboy haters are going to find any excuse to try to get under your skin, and it's not going to work. The motherfuckers, they on the internet talking about Diggs' picks is that they lucky, and they just going to keep harping on that big play. They're not going to harp on all these W's and shit. So please stay focused and stay on their ass. They're going to hate you anyway. Every coaching staff I've ever been around, they tell DB coaches to teach DBs that if it's a whole gang of y'all in the area and there's a ball in the area, call it out. I'm willing to bet you $20 to a donut that KZ called it out, but he misjudged the ball. He just kind of missed it, and Diggs just kind of let it, you know what I'm saying? Diggs let it go because he was there. A lot of people say Diggs got beat on that route. Well, as a person that watches film and puts it on the screen on my channel, Voch Lombardi, check it out, Diggs been baiting the shit out of people all year. And on most of the picks that Diggs got, it comes from people thinking that they open when they're really not. And Diggs' makeup speed and recovery speed and shit. I bet $20 to a donut, Jeff. They was both heading that way. They saw each other. KZ probably said, I got it. And KZ was like, oh, shit, I ain't got it. I bet you that's what happened, Jeff.
Yeah, and the reason that you can't absolve anybody, because like people in the comments are like, oh, no, it was on this one. It was on this one. It was on this one. Like the answer is this. You have to know what defense they called. I know what defense they called. They know what defense they called.
Sure.
They were playing man-free.
Yep.
Trayvon Diggs was playing man.
Yep.
DeMonte KZ was playing center field. So when a ball gets bombed down the field, guess whose job that is? The dude covering that man and the center fielder. It's both. You can't say that either one was like right. They both defaulted to not going to get it, and one or both needed to go get it. But maybe if both went and got it, they hurt each other. Hell, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we beat the shit out of the Patriots, man. You know what I'm saying? That made the game a lot more fantastic. We got 44-4. It is what it is, man. It's over with. Shouts out to Soto Man, dropped a dub in the super chat. He says, with an audience of over 700 people, I wanted to be said that this is the best duo in all of sports media. Appreciate you, sir. Go ahead, Brother Jeff.
Yeah, I'm just going to hit a button and see if this is still what I think it is. Just tell me what you hear. Tell me, is this Brad Pitt in the movie Seven?
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
I guess. I haven't seen.
Somebody asked him what's in the box?
I mean, that's what he said, but I haven't seen Seven. So, I mean, you know, I just, you know.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's what that is.
As a bit that I put that audio into my little board just to do one segment, because I like to do, if there's something interesting in the box score, I call it what's in the box, because then it's like suggestive, the title, but then also that. Anyway, Shooter McSwaggin, my buddy, super chat, said go Cowboys, but what's y'all's ideal Thanksgiving plate?
Spaghetti as a side, baby. Go ahead, Jeff.
Stop that shit. By the way, Shooter, I saw earlier on Twitter, he had a chicken on top of his truck. So I don't know what the hell y'all are doing wherever you're at, Shooter, but there should not be a chicken on top of your truck.
They sell drugs. Go ahead.
The ideal Thanksgiving plate, and this is how you're going to realize, Voch, that I am way too plain, just like we already established. Sure. The ideal Thanksgiving plate is, you know, the little brown and serve rolls. You just put them in the oven and heat them up, and they're ready to rock. Mm-hmm. So you get you about 4 of those, maybe 3 or 4 of those. You get some brown gravy. You smoke the turkey. Because if you don't smoke the turkey, or I don't know, maybe like air fry or whatever, you smoke the turkey, because otherwise you're going to have a dry ass turkey if you put it in the oven. Those suck.
Air fry.
So you get your smoked turkey and you make little tiny sandwiches on the brown and serve rolls with brown gravy. You dip the top part in the brown gravy. You put the turkey on there. Bow. You make about 3 or 4 sandwiches of those. You get you a plate of green beans, turkey, rolls, and really I don't need anything else. I can't think of what else I eat at Thanksgiving. Can I have mac and cheese? Mac and cheese is good with anything. Mac and cheese is incredible. I don't know.
I mean, that motherfucker said ideal.
Stuffing's ass.
That motherfucker said ideal. He ain't say like what you did last year struggling, goddamn. He said like, what's ideal?
It is ideal. I have the ideal meal.
Jeff, yeah. What kind of wild code shit is that, man? You know what? I do.
Well, if it's ideal, then the answer is either pizza or chicken. But we're talking about Thanksgiving.
To be fair, though, Brother Jeff, I do the traditional thing because I'm not old enough in my family to call shots. I do think I'm one of the big wigs in my family now, but it's still like older people over me or whatever, so they still call the shots. But when I get somebody pregnant and I have my own family, Brother Jeff, I'm not going to have traditional Thanksgiving food because turkey and ham kind of played out to me. I want to have like a fucking taco bar for my Thanksgiving and shit. You know what I'm saying? And we just kind of do cool, swaggy shit and have margaritas and shit for Thanksgiving while we watch football. In my mind...
You want to have a Tex-Mex.
A quinceañera, goddammit. We just gonna do it.
That's what you want to have.
We just going to do what we want to do. Did you have some supers? I had a... Well, go ahead.
I got a super from Michael. Appreciate you, buddy. Damn right. Best duo. We need a game live cast. Go Cowboys. And then somebody responded to him and said, why that doesn't happen, because I drink. And so sometimes I can't do stuff because I'm drinking.
I actually go live on my channel every Sunday, and we have a good ass time. Check out my highlight tape that we do for the live streams. It's actually dope, Brother Jeff. In 2020, Xavier Howard led the league in picks with 10 of them. Mm-hmm. In 2019, Stephon Gilmore led the league with 6. He was tied with a couple other people, but the high number was 6. Then there was DeMonte KZ, him and like 3 other people. In 2018, they led the league with 7. Then the year before that, it was like 6. Diggs is at 6 now. He's at 7 now. Diggs is at 7 now, right? So he's already blowing this shit out the water. He's on pace for what, 24 interceptions, I guess, if we make to the Super Bowl?
If he's at 6 and he's got 7.
Because he's up 1. He's up 1. Yeah.
So 7, 14, 21. He's probably on pace for 20?
20 or so? Well, we play 20.
20 and change?
20 and some change. Is Diggs the player of the year, man? Like why is he not the player of the year? I think player of the year is a lot more than just play. I think like notoriety, publicity, and all that kind of shit go along with it. So him being a Cowboy corner and the fact that he's always on fucking primetime, he's catching these picks on these damn primetime games, then assuming that he keeps this pace up. He's not gonna get 20. But I can't fucking say he ain't gonna get 20. But I can't say it. But let's just assume the motherfucker get like 12, 13 or something, Jeff.
when he had which one did he have 2 in? When he had like
The
3
Panthers.
in 4 games, I was like,
yeah.
he's not gonna have another pick in the next game. And then he's not gonna have another pick in the next, and then he's not gonna have another pick in the next game. So yeah, I'll say the same thing. He's not gonna have 20 picks till he does, because he keeps doing it.
Yeah.
So like you look at that, where the most in a while that you said was Xavier Howard with 10.
Yeah.
In a lot of years, the lead is like 6 or 7.
6 and 7, yeah.
And then you look at like sacks, and the league leaders will be 20, in the ballpark of 20.
Sure.
So you get about twice as many sacks as you get picks. If Diggs ends up with 12, 14, 15 picks, and the league leader in sacks has 18, 19, yes, he's the defensive player of the year.
Plus, I think picks should be weighed heavier than sacks, because the idea of defense is to give the ball back to the offense, and sacks ain't giving the ball back guaranteed. Picks guaranteed give the ball back to the offense, and I can score. I saw this shit somewhere. Diggs got more catches and yards and touchdowns than Jalen Reagor right now.
Yes, I think they have the same yards, and he's done it on 7 catches instead of 17.
Yeah.
He got 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Love it to death. Go ahead, sir.
Juan says, my bad changing the subject, but I'm thinking trading Tank and moving Micah to edge.
No, we trying to win a Super Bowl. We need everybody.
We're not gonna worry about any of those things. Here's the rules. We're not gonna worry about any of those things till the offseason. In the offseason, we can come up with all kinds of wild ass ideas, because I do wonder. You know what? Let me take you here real quick, Voch, as the quarterback of Scoutkast today.
Shit.
Dropping back to pass here.
Oh, shit.
Jerry Jones this morning on 105.3, The Fan, they asked him about, hey, Lyle Collins is reinstated. All right. Yeah. Jerry's answer was not, man, I'm super excited to have my Pro Bowl right tackle back. His answer was, well, yeah, it's going to be great to have him back. But, boy, let me tell you how good Terrence Steele has been. And he gets better every day, and he gets better every day. So, look, I don't think they're dumb enough to think Terrence Steele is better than Lyle Collins.
Right.
But I think the way they talk about Terrence Steele all the time when they're asked about Lyle Collins is a hint that they have frustrations with Lyle Collins.
Sure.
From not being ready to play a year ago and having to have the surgery, and to this suspension or whatever. When we get to the offseason, they might talk about him if they believe in Terrence Steele. They might talk about Lyle Collins. But do you buy all of the noise? Because their noise, McCarthy hadn't said it, Jerry hadn't said it, that we're excited to have him back and we're excited to have him play right tackle against Minnesota. They haven't said that about Lyle Collins.
They haven't said it, but I think that may have something to do with it's a funny dance that happens with Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones. Mike McCarthy tries to be as secretive as possible, but Jerry say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna give you all the answers you need." You know what I'm saying? What I think that is, I just think that they're trying to be as close to the vest as possible coming out of the bye week. It'll be ridiculous. It'll be ridiculous to even consider moving on from Lyle Collins now, or to even think in the offseason, because Lyle Collins is still relatively cheap for what a tackle makes, to move on from Lyle Collins in the offseason. They may be sick of him, but you know what's going to fix all that shit? Lyle Collins coming back being a gangster and mauling the shit out of people. And I just have this theory, Brother Jeff. You know, we may look like a dink and dunk offense sometimes, but I think we get rid of the ball quickly because we can't hold it like we want to. I think if you tell Kellen Moore, hey, Kellen Moore, Terrence been doing fine when Dak, got the quickest release in the league or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But when we insert Lyle Collins right here, we're going to give you another tick of time. Let's go to that other part of the playbook with the big shit in it that got all the dust you've been waiting to pull out. And that's when I think this offense is going to go to another place and another place. You see what I'm saying? So you may be sick of Lyle, but we trying to win a Super Bowl right now. And this ain't the goddamn Boy Scouts. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Terrence Steele, but you are what we call a good swing tackle, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I love what you're saying because that's something that nobody's really talking about. Like Dak does a great job of getting the ball out. He doesn't take a bunch of sacks. And so I think the world is just thinking that this offensive line has been incredible in pass protection. Now, these are just numbers, but last week I think the number was they were 3rd in run block win rate and 29th in pass block win rate. So and those numbers aren't perfect, whatever you think about numbers.
Sure.
But your eyeball test tells you the same thing.
Sure.
That they're doing a great job opening holes.
Yeah.
Like Tyler Biadasz, Terrence Steele, they're both better run blockers than they are pass protectors. That's probably true of Connor Williams too.
Sure.
Getting Lyle Collins back, you will have a better pocket for your quarterback. You will have an opportunity for even more offensively because you'll have a better protector at right tackle. Now, Marlon points out on YouTube that Jerry also said that Terrence Steele and Lyle Collins will be playing plenty in the future. Like that's also part of what his answer was. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, hold on now. Because the only way that answer makes any sort of sense is if Lyle Collins is going to be like moving back to left guard. And that, I'm going to tell you, no chance in hell.
I'll tell you how.
You can keep this tape. No chance in hell. Because if they do it, I look forward to eating those words because that'd be a nut job move to take a really good right tackle and throw him back to left guard. That will never happen. So that's why when he said they'll both play a ton or they'll both play plenty, I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Like, we're about to rotate right tackle?
I do think Terrence Steele keeps playing. Let me tell you how. First of all, just knocking on wood, Tyron Smith hanging in there, but we know what's up. But second of all, Brother Jeff, can I interest you in 13 personnel, sir? Can I interest you in it?
Oh, and calling Steele a tight end?
Because, look, I think that's what they're doing with Connor McGovern. You're like, yo, look, Connor McGovern has earned playtime, but shit, Zach Martin right there, and Big Connor is Big Connor, I guess. Let's make him full-time fullback and tight end. I think there is some place where you can – hey, Blake Jarwin, you've been pissing us off. Let's just kind of put Terrence Steele right there and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? I think that may be a thing in the plans. I also have the theory. I tweeted earlier. Sorry, I tweeted earlier. I don't know when the Connor McGovern touchdown is coming, but it's coming. That motherfucker playing all the fullback snaps. He ain't just playing some of them. Like Nick Ralston ain't playing fullback at all. He's on kick team. We gonna get the damn Connor
McGovern. Waived now. He got waived today. So
he gone?
Yeah, well, they had to make room for Collins to be activated, so they used Ralston. So he'll go right back to the practice squad, and if they want to bring him up, they'll bring him up. So he's still here. But
fuck it, then full time. Look, Connor McGovern at fullback.
It's gonna be the Cardinal game or the Ram game. And they're going to get down to the goal line, and he's going to go lead block. It's going to be play action, and he's going to scoot out on a corner route. McGovern, touchdown.
So then, Jeff, you got 22 personnel. You got Schultz and Terrence Steele as your tight ends. Connor McGovern as your fullback. Zeke as running back. Let's boogie.
Chill out.
Let's boogie, goddammit.
Out.
Don't tell me chill out. Goddammit, don't tell me chill out because I've been seeing it. It's been happening. Go ahead.
I really don't mind the 6 offensive linemen look as long as it doesn't make you predictable. As long as you're not like bringing in 6 offensive linemen and it means you're running the ball. As long as people don't know what you're doing, you can use 6 offensive linemen to max protect or to protect and still have 4 guys in a route.
Sure.
Or you can run the ball. Yeah, as long as you're going to mix it up, I'm good with that. Dr. J. Super chat, appreciate you. The only other time I've seen a QB sneak not get called in NFL was CB Philly game. Aside from bad calls, does Biadasz just not get enough push? Why the issues with short to go or 2-point conversion? Biadasz doesn't get great push.
I think they're fine in the run game. I just think that we saw a handful of bad plays and we're overreacting. When I say we, I mean like y'all, but not like me. I just think that we're kind of overreacting on push and run game. Like I think they all get pushed relatively because Tyler's the center. He can ask for help if you need push. The pass game is what's bothering the shit out you. So I mean, that's just my thoughts.
I actually think when they get down there that they're too reliant on the run game still. Like, I think that's the one place where they still are like, hey, we got a good line and we got Zeke. Let's hammer this home. And, like, on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 when they got stopped and turned the ball over, and then on 1st and goal and 2nd and goal, and then they opted to try the QB sneaks. Like, I think in that place, Dak needs to make his reach his final form or whatever it's called in the Dragon Ball Z or whatever the kids watch.
Ultra Instinct.
And get to the point where he is checking out of run plays on the 1. Like you can't feel like, hey, sorry to my best friend Zeke. I know you were going to get this touchdown. We're scoring. I'm scoring this touchdown.
Well, see,
that look. I don't like this look. I'm scoring this touchdown.
Well, see, Jeff, let me just kind of fix you. Brother Kellen Moore is so elite, he's already made the adjustment. He said, fuck it, we just going to throw the fade to CD. And that's just how we're going to move from now on. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, think about that.
Yeah.
CD from the one, it's a fade, which is a low percentage play, but
Sure.
CD went and got it. And how do you get that open on a 1 yard route? I don't know. But
Jalen Mills.
Yeah. Blake Jarwin, 1 yard touchdown.
Yeah.
And when they try to run it in, don't be afraid to throw it down there, guys. R Webb, I appreciate you in the super chat, guys. Do you make a trade deadline deal for another outside corner? Put Brown as nickel. If yes, who and what do you give up?
This our team, dog.
Huh?
This is our team. I don't think we're gonna make no more changes, bro. This our team.
I don't think there'll be a big change unless there is an injury.
Yeah.
Because it's even hard to figure out what do you want them to do. Because now Brown's been playing pretty darn well for 3 or 4 weeks.
Sure.
Biotish has played better, and suddenly Williams is having the hiccup. So, like, who is the guy that you're desperately trying to replace? I don't know. If you told me I could get an impact D tackle, or you could get me a D tackle, I would do it. I don't know if I would do it for an offensive lineman.
But see, Cowboy fans think they can give up players they don't like and get top tier players back. That's their problem,
Right.
And it just don't work like that. Plus, where are all these offensive linemen, these good offensive linemen that just grow on trees that y'all think exist? Connor Williams, as much as y'all don't like to say it, if every team got 2 starting guards, that's 64 guards. Connor is in the top 32 of guards, bro. Offensive line around the league sucks, bro.
Like right now, the Kansas City Chiefs would love to have Connor Williams and Terrence Steele.
Man.
They'd love to.
Come on,
and
bro.
that's the Chiefs.
Come on, bro.
Let me rip through these real quick. Ruglocks just said, keep being you, Jeff. Salute to you, sir. Appreciate you in the super chat. And YouTube redacted. Am I crazy to think that McGovern's a better option at guard than Williams? Maybe. Cowboys like him better on the right than the left, which is what makes it hard. Because Zach Martin plays right guard, so that's tough. Best in the business. Keep being great from Blake. I appreciate you.
I got over here. You got a point? Super
What
chat.
happened?
No. Ben Jacobs dropped 5 and says, what comes first, swagger/chemistry or winning?
Winning. Well,
If
you can have chemistry beforehand, but people will never notice your swagger or chemistry if you're not winning.
CeeDee Lamb only waves by at people when we beat the shit out of them. So no, like we were not very swaggy last year. Trust me, sir. Loopy 1800 a potato was telling Law earlier Dak been blitzed 77 times, which is an NFL high, sacked 9 times, NFL low. Bills and Washington football team allowed 9 sacks on 33 blitzes. Dak is 18-18 in career overtime, 18 for 18 in career overtime games with touchdowns and a perfect 158 complete quarterback rating. Ain't that crazy? Dak has never missed a pass in an overtime game.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Come
That's
on, son.
absolutely absurd.
Come on,
and
son.
I saw a different one that Bobby Belt put out. Like in the fourth quarter and overtime of tie games, Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in the history of that situation, and it ain't close.
44 falls.
Come on, son. DC History dropped 5 in the super chat, says, Maine. I'm not feeling how everyone going at our head coach. We're going to talk about Mike McCarthy, then wrap the show up. He don't get no credit for the culture change we're witnessing. Appreciate you, DC History. Eric Montoya dropped a dime in the super chat, says, if we could hit the sub button for both of y'all again, I would. LOL. Hashtag go Cowboys. Salute you, sir. Appreciate it. Foots the King. Shouts out to you, sir.
What?
Sir?
Go, hey, and if you're on my channel, go subscribe to Foots the King.
Cowboy Nation TV is his handle. He is Foots the King, but his channel is Cowboy Nation TV. He says fade to CD is unstoppable. He was fade guy in college. I think he got a lot of Dez Bryant in him. We just gotta trust that. Romo was fearless in that way. Dak's a little more safe, but one day we'll figure it out. Davin Farabee dropped diamond super chat, says keep the fire going. Appreciate you, sir. Marcus Hughes dropped the 5 and says just dropping 5s and Voch's chat too for the great content. Appreciate you, sir.
Perfect.
Go ahead,
Yes,
Jeff.
sir. He dropped 5 over here as well. Thank you, Marcus. All right, hey, I'm gonna do. This is my Mike McCarthy rant. Okay, this is gonna be my Mike McCarthy rant, real quick. Which button is my rant button?
Shit, where my glasses
there.
at? Go ahead, hit that motherfucker. Turn that shit
Hold on,
on.
let me
Turn that
see.
shit on, Jeff.
I never remember which one is my rant button.
Where my goddamn pocket knife?
Hey, let me tell you something about Mike McCarthy,
Bitch.
okay? That man gets no damn credit for changing everything. You hated Garrett. You wanted something totally different, and you got it, and you still hate him. It's insanity. Like, Jason Garrett, the best way I can describe this is Jason Garrett believed in a way of playing football, a modus operandi of protection. Like, how can I protect this lead? How can I stay in this game? How can I, like, that was the place that he comes from. Mike McCarthy comes from a place of how can I take this game? And the players play that way, and they vibe with it, and they're energized by it. And like, if you want to give partial credit to Kellen Moore, like, Kellen was here with Garrett. He's better without him. If you want to give some credit to Dan Quinn for the defense, that's fine, and that's great. But the idea that we got to cut the nuts off of the head coach, the reason people are hard on Mike McCarthy is because he doesn't look like the Cowboys brand. Because he's a big dude with gruffy facial hair. Like, Jason Garrett got up in the morning, ran 5 miles, stood at the podium, spoke well. He was the Cowboys brand, and he matched it perfectly. McCarthy doesn't, because he's from Pittsburgh. He's gruff. He'll crack jokes, and he's big. Like, so he doesn't fit the brand. But I wanted something the exact opposite of Jason Garrett as the head coach for a decade. I've got it. I love it. The people who are killing him, like, okay, people found a way to kill him in New England for like, hey, why did you use a timeout here or there or here or there or here or there? You know who screwed up that game in New England? Bill Belichick screwed up that game 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
90 seconds left in the half against the Cowboys offense that you know you're going to have to keep up with, and you're willing to go to half like that in overtime on 4th and 3, and you're going to punt the ball away to an offense you couldn't stop all day. Conservative calls lost the game for the Patriots by Bill Belichick. That was real life. But we want to find ways to nitpick McCarthy because we've decided we want to nitpick McCarthy. Not because he deserves it, not because his resume says we should, but because for whatever reason, people decided we should nitpick McCarthy. That's what's happening.
Shouts out to Rule of 2. He says, tell Voch my team toxic shirt arrived today. Appreciate you, sir. Also, if anybody want to cop the Jerry Jones, Tony Montana joint, you know what I'm saying? Come over to my channel, and there's a go to any one of my videos. There's a link in my description or whatever, you know, where my shop is. Actually, I'm gonna drop a link in one of Jeff's shits or whatever. But as I answer this question though, first of all, Cowboy fans are very unfair. They hated Garrett for not going forward and being super aggressive on 4th down and shit. Mike McCarthy does, but when he does it, he's silly for it. I just think that's interesting. I think Cowboy fans get real tunnel vision because they watch more Cowboy football than anything. And what they don't realize is that even some of their favorite coaches have bad clock management issues. Kingsbury, Sean McVay, what's his face? Sean McDermott did some weird shit the other night. Vrabel, like, they're all kind of nobody's. Andy Reid is historically terrible at clock management, but Tomlin, they don't talk about.
Awful.
But they don't talk about that because they watch more Cowboy football than anything. I think, you know, people say culture, right? Like, we have a different kind of culture. I think there's something to that because we go back to the interviews, right, Jeff? And the common theme I see in the interviews is that if you listen to all the different players talk, they start to say the same shit. You know what I'm saying? And one of their quotes is, be neutral. You know what I'm saying? And that's evidence of, okay, we're getting a message to these people. When they
become you.
They become you. When they was talking about Tom Brady week 1, you heard everybody say, get him off his mark. Everybody's saying the same thing. That comes from the top down. It's not like the players had a meeting and say, all right, we're going to say all this shit. We're going to say the same thing at the press. That's just kind of, that comes from the top. Another thing, they just look a lot more focused this year. You know what I'm saying? They look a lot more focused. They playing like assholes. The offense is playing cerebral. The defense, here's another quote: run, hit, and talk shit. That's kind of one of their little things that they chant. If you go watch the Sounds of the Sideline thing, you can hear them chanting that: run, hit, and talk shit. I think all that comes from the top down. And look, bro, like motherfucker, we winning. We winning.
That's the best one. Like,
we winning. Like, look, I
5-1.
do think Mike McCarthy's on coke. I've been saying that the whole time. And Mike McCarthy,
Easy. That is slander. You have to say allegedly.
I said I think, in my personal opinion, I think he's on coke. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about some of the shit that he does. But you can't look at this team and you just can't tell that something's different. You know what I'm saying? That the vibe of it is different. Plus, this is what I liken it to, Jeff. Think about college coaches, right? Ed Orgeron just got fired, my bad. But when you got a Joe Burrow and a Joe Brady, all you got to do is keep the shit on the rails. Like, that's your job. Just keep the shit on the rails. Nick Saban got a dude that make all the decisions for him. His job is to be Nick Saban, control the machine, and keep things on the rails. The machine has looked pretty damn good so far. So if Mike's only job is to keep things on the rails, then let's hire a fucking clock dude. And he probably...
That's the only thing is, like, if you think he's not perfect at the clock, then you should be pissed at Jerry Jones. There's no limit on how much you can spend on the salary cap. Like, get a dude whose literal job is your timeout man.
And then,
tell me when to call timeout.
To be fair, Jeff, he has a clock dude. It's called fucking analytics cheat sheet paper that the other 32 coaches got. He does shit that the analytics cheat sheet paper does.
Well, and when he doesn't, like, he also explains it to you and tells you why.
And it makes sense.
And people will even be dismissive of his answer, like, oh, bullshit. He just wasn't prepared.
It makes sense.
Like, he just told you what he did and why. And you just tell him, like, but that's who we become as a people. We become as a people. Like, even when you tell me what you did and why, I just dismiss it and be like, nah, bullshit. You just screwed up because you're an idiot. Oh, all right.
Look at this Jesus. Look at this Jesus says more focus with 100 penalties. Now they talking about Connor Williams holding people. Connor Williams holding people is Mike McCarthy's fault. What's a focus penalty? Procedure, like punching people after the plays and shit. Like, that's like discipline stuff. That's unfocused stuff. We getting called for holding and shit. Like, that ain't coming from coaching and shit. Plus, Jeff, let me tell you what this is. Then we're gonna wrap this shit up. Mike
McCarthy is not perfect. Mike McCarthy is way better than he's getting credit for.
They wake up in the morning, they cut on ESPN, they watch Get Up, and Rex Ryan, who ain't got a job, by the way, Rex Ryan getting on there talking shit about Mike McCarthy, and they hear that and they just echo that sentiments, and that shit kind of pissed me off too. Look, Mike McCarthy ain't perfect. He ain't like Sean McVay or nothing like that, but we winning, motherfucker. I ain't worried about shit.
Let me run through some supers here, Voch. Marcus Hughes said, Jeff, can we get a Jerry Jones impression for the one time?
No, because it's going to get old, man. It's going to get old, man. Save that for something special, bro. Appreciate you, 5.
Maybe I'll give you like 12 seconds of it here in a minute. Eric just said, I had to drop a dime in your chat also. Keep up the great work. Go Cowboys. Dylan, appreciate you, Dylan. What do you think of Gallimore and Osa being our D tackles and base defense?
Rotate them.
Yeah, as long as you don't care about the technicalities of a 1 and a 3 technique and Gallimore having to battle the double teams. But Osa took his job, so he's going to have to figure out how to play either the 1, or they're going to have to play that show 5 up front, or he's going to have to be Osa's backup. Ready for this Super Bowl run from Rule of 2. Tell Voch my Team Toxic shirt arrived today. Antoine, Cowboys fans hate McCarthy because Gavin and Brian tell them to. I tell Brian and Gavin that that's their fault. Alakai Trimble, I'm most excited to see Gallimore, Osa, D-Law, and Gregory on the field at the same time. Anyone else excited to see that group? Yes, sir. That's kind of your NASCAR package. But I would say you could move Gallimore to the sideline on some of those because Micah Parsons is coming to get after that quarterback. That is it for my supers, Voch.
And I have, I'm just posting links to my merch, by the way, my bad.
You're just pushing your stuff on my channel?
Yeah, motherfucker.
I support that. Everybody go get merch from Voch.
Marcus Hughes, Drop 5 says, just dropping 5 in Voch's chat for the great content we read down. Appreciate you. Darren Farabee says, what we talked about that one too. King Timo, Drop 5 says, had to throw 5 for Voch for jumping right into his NWA bag during Jeff's rant. Appreciate you. A Poe Man's Chest, Drop 5 says, Mike McCarthy's management. Mike McCarthy managed the clock or take time out. The fuck Jeff smoking. We winning, player. And Michael Keith Garrett dropped a dime and says, your content is dope. Watch all of your live game casts. Appreciate you, sir. Chris Money.
Last 2 games you played, Matt Rule and Bill Belichick. Matt Rule burned all 3 of his timeouts in the third quarter.
Cut the music on, man.
Timeout in the fourth quarter. Bill Belichick burned 2 of his 3 timeouts in the third quarter. Only had 1 timeout left in the fucking fourth quarter. Like, coaches fuck up the clock.
Cut the music on.
And ours is not the bad one.
Cut the music on, Jeff.
Shooter McSwaggin said, "Do you guys want to see more rock paper scissors matches between CD and Coop?" Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Whoever opens, shit, whoever wins.
I usually start with scissors, but I also am not as good as I used to be. I used to be a great rock paper scissors player. Now I'm average. I used to be better. Anything else you got, Voch? Hey, I appreciate everybody who's watching on my side, and if you're on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook, Jeff Cavanaugh on all those platforms. The follows are appreciated. The watching is appreciated. Following Voch Lombardi on YouTube is appreciated. All the things are appreciated. Also, being good people is appreciated. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Being good people.
100%. Appreciate y'all for being here. Like I said, man, we just kind of showed up on the last minute tip, and hey, man, look at what we did. You know what I mean? Gave y'all extra 15 minutes and everything. DC History Drop 5 says, "Go Cowboys." Appreciate you. Hey, man, listen, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll do it again next week. I'm dropping film tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. Be nice to everybody. You never know what they going through. Don't be a dick. You know what I'm saying? Your kind words could bring somebody out of a funk. You know what I'm saying? So just be cool. You dig?
That's exactly right. And Andre 3000 says, "Posky woski peasky wheeskies." Oh, is it doski woskies and peasky wheeskies?
Indeed. He says Oski Woski.
Is that from Synthesizer? Is that from the song Synthesizer?
That's from it's a couple. It was from a skit and it's from Chonky Fire.
Chonky Fire. Yeah, I knew it was a Quemini. Thank you, Dallas, for the super chat. Is there a position you really see Cowboys trade for? It's in the video. You have to rewatch it. You got your team though. You got your team. All right. Everybody be good. For Voch Lombardi, I'm Jeff the Cavanaugh. We love you. Be cool to people. Peace out.
Wait. I forgot this.